If you use Claude regularly, you've probably hit a wall where you find yourself pasting the same style guides, formatting rules, and workflow steps into every new chat. You can bypass that repetition by building a skill. A skill is a packaged set of instructions giving Claude a permanent memory of your processes. Instead of writing a massive prompt every single time, you type a short trigger phrase like "plan this sprint." Claude reads that phrase, instantly executes your predefined workflow, and formats the output perfectly. To get started, you don't need to be a software developer. You only need a basic text editor, a Claude account, and a clear workflow idea. By spending about 6 minutes setting up these files right now, you eliminate the need to write those long workflow explanations ever again. Step 1 is creating your workspace. Make a new empty folder right on your desktop. You must name this folder using strict kebab case. Kebab case is a naming convention where all letters are lowercase and words are separated only by hyphens. Do not use spaces, capital letters, or underscores. Inside that new folder, create a blank text file and name it exactly skill.md. The word skill must be entirely in uppercase letters for the system to recognize it. Now open that file. The very top of your document requires a YAML front matter block. YAML is a standard data serialization language used for writing configuration files. This specific block of metadata tells Claude exactly when to activate your skill, and it must be surrounded by 3 hyphens at both the top and the bottom. Inside those hyphens, write name, followed by the exact kebab case name you gave your desktop folder. These 2 names must match perfectly. Next, add a description field. This cannot be a vague summary. You need to explicitly write out what the skill does and the specific trigger phrases you will use in chat, like use when user asks to plan a sprint. Do not include any XML angle brackets in this front matter section. Because this metadata loads directly into Claude's system prompt, angle brackets will cause a syntax error and break your upload. Getting these delimiters, names, and descriptions perfectly formatted dictates whether your file remains a static document or actively triggers the AI. With the metadata locked in, move below the bottom 3 hyphens to write your actual instructions using standard Markdown formatting. Break your workflow down into a clear, numbered list. Be highly specific about what happens first, what happens second, and how you want the final result formatted. You can add extra folders for reference documents later, a technique called progressive disclosure, which only loads files into memory when Claude actively needs them. But for your first build, keep everything inside this single text file. Save your file. To package the skill, compress your entire desktop folder into a standard zip archive. Before you zip it, ensure you haven't included a README document inside the folder. All of your documentation belongs strictly inside your skill.md file. Go to Claude.ai, click Settings, then Capabilities, and select Skills. Click Upload Skill. Select your new zip file and toggle it on. Correctly packaging and uploading the file takes the rules sitting on your hard drive and turns them into an active workflow in the cloud. Open a completely new chat window. Type in the exact trigger phrase you defined in your YAML description, like "Help me plan this sprint." Watch the interface. Claude will show a visual indicator confirming that it recognized your phrase and activated your specific skill to handle the request. This decision tree illustrates how to troubleshoot. If the skill doesn't activate automatically, your description is likely too vague. You need to open your file and add more explicit keywords to the front matter. On the flip side, if the skill loads when you don't want it to, you need to add negative constraints. Update your description to explicitly state when not to use the workflow. Testing your prompts and refining those trigger phrases guarantees that the AI will autonomously apply your workflow exactly when you need it. In roughly 6 minutes, you've written, packaged, and deployed a custom workflow. Now, a simple 4-word prompt generates a complete, perfectly formatted sprint plan that follows every rule you documented in your instructions. Once you master this setup, you can connect these skills directly to your external platforms using the Model Context Protocol. MCP is an open standard that allows AI models to securely access and interact with local and remote data sources, like your company's ticketing system. If you want help writing more complex instructions later, you can ask Claude to use its built-in Skill Creator utility to draft and format the files for you. By taking the time to codify your processes into a skill, you turn a standard chat interface into an automated assistant tailored precisely to how you work.